Now let's get bowled over this session on game tech. The segment on solving for unconventional industries branches out to the topic, making every over super over, AI as game changer. AI brought one of the greatest impacts in the sports industry, not only for the amateur and professional players, but also for the fans globally. Artificial intelligence is being used in sports to strategize, train, advertise, and do so much more. In short, AI is significantly impacting the way one views and consumes sports content. We have with us our speaker, Rahat Kulshrestha, founder and CEO, Qditch. Rahat completed a fully residential scholarship at the University of Westminster, London, with a BA Honours degree in filmmaking. He followed his university experience and worked in the British film industry for over 2 years. Pleasure to have you here with us, Rahat. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Justin, for such a fantastic introduction. Really excited to be here and talk about how AI and ML are actually transforming sports broadcast and the whole sporting experience for viewers sitting at home. There's been a lot of hype around AI and ML and computer vision, and we're trying to solve all of these really big problems in the world using AI and ML. But I think what I want to do here is really talk about some of these tools and very interesting experiences that you've already been experiencing on your televisions, but not knowing that they've actually been powered by AI. And really, when we talk about making AI real, these are some real applications that you're watching on your televisions, but are being powered by AI. So I'm really excited to talk about some of these things today. So one of the first things that we brought into sports broadcast was the idea of augmented reality. We used to fly a lot of drones and show you these beautiful pictures of the stadiums from up above, but we felt like, we need to bring in a little more data elements into it and make it more exciting with some kind of AR. But the way to solve augmented reality was a complicated one. Every frame that the camera was moving, we needed to know the exact position of the camera. And this is a really complex problem to solve because there is no wires, there's no tracking systems that can track a flying drone. So we actually used artificial intelligence to be able to build out something called Spatio. And Spatio is our proprietary tracking algorithm that tracks the drone as it's flying up in the air. So when you see the toss that comes at the beginning of the IPL, or the big team logos that come, or the trophy that comes out of the field, that's augmented reality being powered by AI. And what's happening here, we're basically able to analyze each frame. We've trained an algorithm to be able to find lots of key points on the frame, on the stadium. And we analyze the next frame with the previous frame based on all of these key points. And suddenly now you've got this beautiful stadium shot, but then you've also got a graphic that comes on top of it. And this graphic can now be talking about the different scores, the different teams that are playing. It can be used for different kind of data integration to be able to make the storytelling of the sport more exciting. So, whether it's the projected score, whether it's the current run rates, these are all now live data points that as the game is going on, you're now being able to see on the screen, all being powered by AI and ML and computer vision at the back of these solutions. I think when we started off this technology, it was still a little unstable and things were moving, you could still see a little bit of gap, but now we've been able to take it to a whole different level where you can literally transform the entire experience. And this is something that was put out during the finals of the IPL, where suddenly the studio kind of went into this lightning mode and you didn't know what was going on. And all of the anchors were wondering what's happening. And suddenly we went to this drone shot on the stadium and you were able to transform the entire stadium into a whole different experience. We converted the whole Ahmedabad stadium into a bird's nest, and this bird came flying in to be able to reveal a fantastic trophy of the IPL, just to be able to give a sense of the scale and the grandeur of the IPL. So all of these experiences are being able to enable a lot of very interesting experiences for the viewers and fans sitting at home to be able to make it really exciting and engaging and increase the fan engagement for viewers sitting at home. One of the next technologies that we built very recently, which is not just helping the fan understand the sport better, but also helping teams understand their performance, is QT, which is Quidditch Tracker. The plot that you see on the bottom left, which shows you where the fielders are moving, is built by this, is displayed by this technology. And this technology, what it's doing is it's a camera that sits up on a high vantage point on a floodlight and sees the whole field. And now it's not just video that it's looking at, it's actually taking all of those video frames and converting it into data points. So as it sees this whole field, we're able to convert each player into an XY coordinate and transfer that XY coordinate into a field plot that when you are sitting at home and watching the television and the commentators are talking about a gap in the field or a particular field position, you're able to see this plot that we're generating using AI and transfer it straight onto your television screens in real time with a latency of only 3 frames, making it super exciting for viewers sitting back at home to really understand, what is the strategy that the captain and the bowler are thinking about when they're moving a field? What is the distance between a gap? What is the distance to the boundaries, for example? And a whole bunch of different analytics that now suddenly become available to the viewer that were just not available before. It's basically solving a very strong storytelling gap where viewers didn't have access to see where the fielders are, and now you can. So, for example, in this, you can see a big 86-meter gap, and suddenly on the next ball, you see the ball being hit exactly through that gap, going for a boundary, just helping the viewer understand the sport and the game better. So these different ways of using AI and ML have been really exciting for sports broadcast. As a company, we sit on the intersection of technology, creativity, and sport. And if any of you listening to this are excited about any 2 of these 3 things, you might want to write in and you might have a job waiting for you. What we see now is something that we see AI taking us into the future. And this is really, really exciting looking at the whole advent of the metaverse. We're excited to now take player positions and pose estimation using AI to be able to recreate the entire action that's happening on a 2D environment into an entire 3-dimensional space. So now you're not limited to being able to watch the game sitting on your TV screens on your mobile phones, but you can actually have an interactive feed in the future as the metaverse becomes real, where you will be able to watch the game from anywhere. You can be the batsman, you can be the bowler, you can be your favorite player, you can watch the whole game from Virat Kohli's perspective, or actually just be the ball itself. So we're really excited to be able to build, be at the intersection of sport, technology, and creativity, keep building these solutions and make the sport more interactive and exciting for viewers. Thank you so much for having me on the session. Back to you, Justin.
Thank you, Rahat, for an inspirational talk and showcasing how the segment is coming along with its scope. Rahat there, the founder and CEO of Quidditch.